Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Black Clover. Last time around, what was the episode called? I don't remember. This is the problem with the totally legit site that I am on right now. Doesn't have the title, so I don't remember what the last one was called. Oh, it was Wild Magic Dance. That was it. So yeah, Asta fought. What was it? I wrote it down, didn't I? Nope. No, I didn't. Okay, it was like raw deaths, wasn't it? Because that was the joke that they made. It was like raw desu. And it was like, they just take off the des. It's just like, then it's just raw. Anyway. Fought him and his undead henchman, Jimmy. Managed to beat him. And now he's going against his other undead henchman, Alfred. Noelle was unsure of herself because of the things that her siblings said, and was doubting herself. But the main guy, what was it, Fuegoloen Vermilion, basically literally knocked some sense into her. It's just like, hey. Like, it's okay to be weak, but the problem is staying weak. You gotta get stronger. And it inspired her, and she went and she protected the little girl so that Asta could focus on fighting. And, that's pretty much where we left off, with everybody fighting all the undead, and Asta specifically fighting the dude. So, yeah, that's pretty much that. Like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure, so why don't we just go ahead and jump right into this episode of Black Clover. Here we go. You know, I can't really blame the Normie King. That's what I'm going to call him, by the way, the Normie King. I can't really blame him. Unlike with the Silvas, who I just hate with a burning passion, the Normie King, I mean, I don't know, I kind of get it. Now, the insistence on he's the most important and the Wizard King should be there for him, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, yeah, alright, you're just, you're just saying all of that. You got a big head, you're the king. It's interesting, though, that he points out that the Wizard King has as much power as he does when they're at war, which is interesting. I like the dynamic between the two kings. It's a very interesting thing, I guess, if anything, like, it's just because they call him the Wizard King, but he's more of just, like, the, supreme commander of the army, basically, He's the top general versus the actual leader of the country, so... I guess it would be like if, because, in America, it's kind of that. I mean, there's the top general we've had in war times, but the president is still the supreme, the supreme commander, commander in chief. So the president is always the top of the military in America. So it's slightly different, but But honestly, I mean, if I was that Normie King, I'd probably be doing the same thing. Maybe not bitching so much about why the Wizard King isn't protecting me. I would hope that I would trust his advisors, like, they're going to protect me. They're the Wizard King's advisors. They must be really good, But I would probably just be sitting there with my beautiful women and just being like, yeah, okay. You guys go deal with that. I'm just going to sit here and just, sit in their laps, put my head on their laps and stuff. So I can't really blame him, but meh. Oh, boy. See, that's the thing is, that's the thing is, like, sometimes you'll see like an isekai or whatever, and it's like, you're reborn as like a king, or like you're taken to this world and you become the king, and it's like, yeah, but then I gotta deal with like politics and policy and all that stuff. Like, there was one, what the hell was it called? How a realist hero rebuilt the kingdom. I watched that on my own time, And I was like, you know what? This is all cool and stuff. I would not be able to do any of this, because unlike him, the main character who was super uber smart, I'm not. I can't decide. I can't run a country. I watch cartoons for a living. I watch The Sopranos, and The Sopranos probably is not a blueprint of how to run a country, a medieval fantasy country for that matter. But that would probably be me. I'd be like, you know what? Let there be a wizard king who deals with stuff. I will sit back and relax and stay out of people's way and be happy. So, I don't know. Anyway, all that to say, I can't really blame the normie king, but you didn't have to be so whiny, but whatever. Anyway, this was an off art day. Now let me just say, I don't put that against the show. From what I know, I believe this was a weekly show as opposed to a seasonal anime, and that happens. There are off art days in weekly anime, and I know I've seen a lot of weekly anime. I mean, Dragon Ball, all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Every Yu-Gi-Oh! Show was like that. There are so many anime that were like that, especially back in the day, to where it's like, I understand that. But this episode, I mean, that said, it took 23 episodes to get an episode like that. I think that's pretty good. I think we're doing pretty well. And even still, like, I feel like it's not even a thing of, like, we missed anything from the budget being lower on this episode, Like, it still showed exactly what it was going to show, just a few less details here and there. And I will say, there were still a good number of shots that did look really, really good. Like, pretty much the most important shots still looked really good. So I'm okay with that. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you have to have an off-art day, and that's okay. I'm trying to think, there was another show, I think there was another show we watched where it was an off-art day, but I can't remember what show that was. I don't know, but trust me, like, and even the off-art in this episode, like, have you seen some of the off-art in, like, the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Show, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters? Some of the off-art in that was really bad. Like, you would go from an episode where it's super detailed and looks so super amazing, and then it practically looks like it's been drawn in crayon. It looks terrible. So this did not look anywhere near that bad. It didn't even really look that bad. So, and trust me, if I wasn't me, I would not have noticed. Like, if I wasn't the cynical old anime watcher, I would not have noticed, and probably you guys didn't even notice either. But I'm pointing it out like an asshole, so. Let's talk about the point of the episode, though. Let's talk about the actual plot, the things that happened in the episode. Fuegoloen. I love this dude. This dude is great. He's like the other half of All Might, Like, because I said, the Wizard King is a lot like All Might. He's super strong. He's super happy. He's the top, he's kind of a goofball. This is like the other half of All Might, the actual serious hero who inspires and stuff. And it's like, I don't know, like, they both have those halves. I'd say he's also kind of like Endeavor, but he's not angry like Endeavor, which is nice. He's serious. He's definitely serious, but he's not angry and doesn't, I assume. I assume he doesn't abuse his wife and children, so I don't even think he has a wife and children. He might. I don't know. He's kind of older, so. Although, if I were to guess, he's probably in his early to mid-20s, I mean, Leopold seems to be about Asta's age. Maybe he's a little bit older, but Fuegoloen definitely, if I were to guess. Now, I would also say he looks like he's in his late 20s. However, if I were to guess, he's probably in his early to mid-20s, so. Maybe. Or maybe he's not. You guys are probably just going to tell me he's like 18. And I'm just going to be like, oh, okay. So. I don't know. I don't know how young can you how young can you be and be the captain of a Magic Knight squad? I don't know. But yeah, this dude. I mean, these guys. I really like. So that was another thing too. When I was editing, I guess not last episode, but the episode before, where they were really talking about the nobles and stuff. And I asked the question. So what episode would that have been? Episode 20, I guess? Yeah, in episode 20, I asked the question, did Leopold and Fuegoloen, did they insult any of the gang? And they didn't. I went back and checked, and they didn't. It was only the Silvas and the like next in line. What was his name? Alec-Dora Sandler. So he was the one that was saying all that stuff, and he even talked down to Mimosa like, "Oh, you got hit so early on in the fight. You bring shame to the Vermilions." Meanwhile, the actual Vermilions are over there like, "What the fuck is he talking about? Like what? Like I don't know. Just got hit. Who cares?" like they're not even giving their own cousin crap. Like it's this dude. That dude's definitely the traitor. I'm just gonna put it out right now. That's my bet. I'm not betting anything in particular, especially because the last time I did that on camera, I was wrong and I had to do push-ups. Go watch the last episode of Broadchurch if you want to see me doing push-ups and sit-ups on camera and struggling because I'm fucking fat and over and out of shape and can't do that. But it was a fun video at least. But I'm not gonna actually bet anything. I'm just gonna stake my claim that Alec-Dora is the traitor in Golden Dawn. So, but anyway, but Fuegoloen and Leopold, they weren't talking down to anyone. In fact, that's the thing is when all of that was starting to escalate, Fuegoloen was the one who came in and was like, "Hey, the Wizard King himself brought them here. That has to mean something, right?" And they had the like energy aura standoff between Fuegoloen and was it Nozel Silva? So that's the thing. It really just is. It's this. All the Silvas, all of Noel's older siblings are just scum and terrible, and I don't care what backstory they give. I bet two of them are fucking each other too. Like I'm pretty sure this is the Lannisters through and through. But and then Alec-Dora, he's just kind of a dickbag for some reason. So he talks down to Mimosa, he talks down to he talked down to Klaus even, and then he was the one who actually attacked Asta and got that whole thing going. So anyway, the point is Fuegoloen, awesome. I love that now he's a rival too. He's like, "Hey, if you're gonna try to be the Wizard King, you're my rival." Then it's just, but I like that. And I like he's really teaching him, teaching Asta these things. Like you are not in the perfect, you are not in any condition to be fighting right now. Like your head hurts, your back hurts, your stomach hurts, whatever. It's like you've still got that like curse on your face. It's like you're not in a good spot right now, and you need to be able to know that, So I like he's already teaching him. And I like that little moment where he thinks about the entrance exam and he's like, god damn it. Yami, he had better foresight than me. I should have nabbed this kid up, Like now that he's seeing him in action, he's like, we could have used this guy in the Crimson Lions. But I will say I think this is for the best. Because Asta needs to be with Noelle. Noelle will be better because she's with Asta, So Asta was the one in the Black Bulls that managed to reach out to her and really connect with her. So it still all works out. But yeah, I like that, and I like him going in and just demolishing Radess's stuff and Carl's barrier Behold, my great and powerful minion, Carl. Yeah, anyway. But that was funny. But again, and I like too, he's like, when you're dealt with situations like this, you must remain calm. You must remain level-headed so that you can figure out what you need to do, And he did that, and he immediately saw the weakness in Carl's barrier and just destroyed it. So that was good. And then we did fully get the backstory on Rhodas, that he was part of the Purple Orcas. He was a magic knight, but he was expelled because his magic specifically is forbidden and taboo and not good. I mean, he raises the dead back to life. I mean, that is pretty difficult. But instead of being like, well, how can we work with this? Which, that could be kind of cool, actually. I'm trying to think if there was something like that in MHA. I guess the closest is like, what the hell was his name? The guy that could brainwash you. Shinso? Was that his name? I can't remember. But the guy that could brainwash you, his whole thing was like everyone thought he was a villain, thought he would end up being a villain because he has such a villainous quirk. But he tries to be a hero, and it's like, that could be really interesting, And it's like, it's a shame that Rhodas didn't go down that path, Maybe we could see someone else like that in the future. I don't know, like, that could have been really, really interesting, but no, instead he got kicked out, unfortunately. He got kicked out of the Purple Orcas, and then he just wants revenge. And it's, that's the thing, it's like, wanting revenge is one thing, but destroying, attacking innocent civilians is another thing, Like, that's where we draw the line, so yeah, but they took him down. But now there's someone else. That we're going to have to deal with. So, the terrorist arc continues. I feel like that's not a very good name for this arc, because I'm sure that's just going to keep happening, so. Hey, I guess the last arc wasn't really terrorists per se, just like foreign enemies, Which, I mean, terrorists obviously can be foreign enemies, but like there's a difference. You guys know what I mean, right? You guys are smart, you know what I mean. Anyway. But yeah, just really, really great stuff, and I'm excited to see where we're going next time, so I might as well just get to it. With all of that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my Black Clover reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.